one of the acrostics that burned in my mind from my old days in geology when I was in college many years ago is this one. Tall girls can flirt and other queer things can do. That's the hardness scale, Mohs hardness scale on minerals, running from the softest to the hardest. Calc, gypsum, calcite, fluorite, apatite, orthoclase, quartz, topaz, corundum, and diamond. So for geologists, those things are helpful. I found an acrostic for the same purpose as recalling the hardness scale. 2 German colonels fired a French queen to cause death. So that's probably just as good as the tall girls. So acrostics has been devised for just about any purpose. You can do order of mathematics. You can learn things in astronomy. You can learn values of pi. There are lots of things that you can do with your acrostics. One that I've learned since I've been here at the college was, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. It has to, it's longer, but it has to do with the order of operations in math, and math is not my subject. The third common device is rhymes and songs. And I think we all remember in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. I before E except after C, or we count it as A in neighboring way. These also are what sell products in our culture. Who can forget things like it's the real thing, Coke. From my generation, the Chiquita Banana song, the samba music and everything, sells products. Now there are 2 more that are not very well known, at least not to me. One of these is very ancient, the Loki method. This has been used since probably the days of classical Greece to remember speeches. And when you use this method, it's excellent to remember things in serial order. You can remember lines in a play. You can remember speeches you have to present memorized. You can do lots of things like that. It's quite complex. And what you do is walk through a familiar location, for instance, your home, and start noticing artifacts. Look at pictures on walls, cracks in the floor, stains on the walls, views out the windows, things that make each part of the place distinctive. And as you do this over and over, these visuals become ingrained in your mind, and then you start attaching information to each one in lines. Each locale is uniquely memorable, and as you memorize, the segment of whatever it is you're trying to memorize attaches to that locale. And when you start to recall it in order, then to do so, you start your journey, at least in your mind, back through the spaces that you attach to them, the loci that you attach to them. This is an acquired skill, this particular one. There's a real art form to it, but I think that some people by their learning styles would probably find this quite accessible. The last one I want to mention today is the PEG method, which is an ideal system for remembering lists or information that has to be recorded or recalled in order. And when you use this system, you associate information you already know well, such as numbers 1 through 10 or 1 through 20, or the alphabet A through Z, with new information you want to recall, and use these as pegs or mental hooks on which to hang the information. This is said to create a mental filing system, and when you're using these, for instance, you have a number rhyme peg in which you attach rhyming words to numbers, 1 bun, 2 shoe, 3 tree, and so on. And as you think of the rhyming word, pardon me, you visualize a vivid picture of the specific thing you're trying to recall. For instance, you could recall a recipe. You're given a recipe that you don't have time to write down, you don't have anything to write on, and so you start putting peg visuals to it, and if it's 1 cup of sugar, you put maybe a bun filled with sugar or a sugar bun, and if it's 2 lemons or whatever, you think of shoes and their beautiful lemon colors and so forth. So this one is tricky, but it can work too. Memory devices, just recall, can be fun and they can be very creative. And the whole idea is that they have to be useful for their purpose. Don't make them so complex that they can't work. For me, I have to tell you in candor, Loki and Peg are not to my learning style. They probably would not work, but for some people they would. And it's easy to find information about them. One of the things you can do is if you want to use these in your classrooms or in your daily lives, is look on the internet. A lot of what you find there is really very good. And I just go to google.com and type in a keyword. I got all kinds of responses doing this. One time I typed in mnemonic devices, another time it was mnemonic. Every time you vary the keyword just a little bit, and you're learning about keywords in this study skills class if you didn't already know them, you'll get different hits. The ones that may give you the best kinds of response will be the .edu or the .k12. And these will give you lots of good stuff. It's a treasure trove. You can also type in as a keyword acrostic, acronym, creative sentences, Loki, Peg, lines and songs, and so on. Any of these devices that seem to work. So what I ask is that you enjoy using them, that you challenge yourself to try them, that maybe if you can even make up some new tricks in acrostics and acronyms for yourself, some new rhymes and songs, because it can be fun. That's the way the mind works. Thank you for letting me talk to you today about mnemonics. I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so glad you have Bonnie as your teacher. Thanks.
I want to thank, hi, I'm Bonnie. I want to thank Ginger for this great presentation on mnemonics. And what I want to encourage you to do is to go out to the internet, just like she said, and go look at some of these sites. And I would like you to share with the class either an acrostic you've made, an acronym, whatever that would be beneficial to us. This is not something you'll turn in, but I do encourage you because I want you to be able to use these techniques. Memory for me has been always an issue, and I do recall things like every good boy does fine when I was taking music lessons. And if you would do that for us and just put it into your lesson this week, I'd appreciate it, and we'll see what everybody has to do, and we will maybe put some of those websites under our helpful URL. So thank you very much.